What is up, everybody? Ethan Newberry, the Ginger Runner, here for another Ginger Runner live from Boulder Running Company in Boulder, Colorado. Yeah. Of course, before we start tonight's show, to my left, my wonderful wife, Kimberly Toshima.
Hi, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. She will be in the chat room all night, so if you have questions throughout the show tonight, please jump into the chat room. She'll communicate with you there and bring the questions here to our guest tonight, Mr. Sage Canaday. Very excited to have you on.
Oh, great to be back. Thanks for coming to Boulder.
I was going to say,
Welcome.
Great to be back to Boulder, where you live. Very excited to have Sage on. We have a wonderful live audience. We have beer from Avery Brewing. We are here at Boulder Running Company in Boulder. A lot of cool stuff to happen today. Guys. So sit back, relax if you are sitting at home, or if you're sitting here, relax. And let's get this show started. Welcome to Ginger Runner Live. Ginger Runner. Yay! I am super excited. This is my first trip to Boulder, Colorado. This is Kim's first trip to Boulder, Colorado. We just landed minutes ago and screamed over from Denver to come to this wonderfully beautiful town at the foot of the Rocky Mountains.
Front Range, yeah.
Front Range, yeah. Kind of got to know where I am. Little space cadet today, but really excited for tonight's show. My guest tonight, he's been on the show before. I feel like we have a lot to talk about because in a couple of weeks' time, this gentleman here to my right, your left, Mr. Sage Canaday, will be competing in the Western States 100. Huge congrats, Sage.
Thanks.
So I know I have a ton of questions. I'm sure people here live have a lot of questions. I know Kim will be, again, in the chat room if you have live questions for Sage. Please ask away. We'll make sure to get to those. I want to start off by talking about, we were on a flight minutes ago, sitting uncomfortably in a crammed jet, and we land and we look on our Strava, and Sage was running 34 miles, no big deal, just through Boulder. A typical Monday workout for you, Sage?
Oh, that was a long run. That was long. It's the longest one I've done in training, actually. I don't usually run that far, but figured getting ready for a 100-mile race, it'd be nice to go at least a third of the distance. Right. So I wanted to go farther than 33 1/3 miles, but 35 sounded too far, so I just cut it short at 34 miles. And I was lucky because the hail and thunder and lightning started coming down out there like 2 minutes after I finished. Yeah. So I was huddled in my car. It was scary. It's glad to be done.
I just think it's nuts because when we were driving through town, we don't know how the weather is in Boulder. I'm assuming this is fairly normal for this time of year, but you can see the thunderstorms and the rain, the patches of it on the Front Range, over Boulder, over Longmont. And then to find out that Sage was, I don't know if you were running around the storms and that's where you got extra mileage, but I can't imagine running through some of that. Is that typical for you to just kind of throw long distance in at various times during the week, or was this a special long run for you?
This was a special one. Yeah. I mean, I really want to prepare for Western States, and being 20 days out, it's like the last go-to effort. Yeah. Before you kind of taper things down. So yeah, the storm was an extra bonus. I was kind of just running scared at that point.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. We saw lightning bolts hitting the road and cars in front of us. People were like flying everywhere.
Yeah, I think that was unusual.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's already questions in the chat room. So are you officially in taper now?
Oh, yeah. Is this the official relax with a beer and taper for 2 weeks?
No, unfortunately not. I usually taper the last 2 weeks, but no big long runs after this. Mainly just a little more intensity just this week, moderate mileage, and then really taper down the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any questions so far?
Lots of training questions.
I think that's exactly where I want to go first. Before we even get into the training, again, I have to shout out where we are. We're at the Boulder Running Company here in Boulder, Colorado. Thank you very much for hosting us. Of course, a big thank you to Avery Brewing for hooking us up with pretty damn awesome beer, which I know is also one of your sponsors. So that's really kind of them. And we have a bunch of stuff that we're going to be giving away today. We have lots of stuff here that Sage provided from the sponsors for the live audience, but then we're also going to give away some Jobo sunglasses and some V-Fuel supplies for you who are watching live. So stay tuned. We'll be doing that at some point during the episode. We'll figure out when. All right. So talking about training, I think the last time we had you on, it was after UTMB. You kind of walked us through the whole UTMB experience last year. Have you altered your training from leading up to that experience, leading up to states? Has things changed for you, like the build up, the mileages per week, any of that stuff?
Yeah, no, definitely. Just the nature of the course, like Western States being kind of a totally different type of 100-mile race compared to UTMB. I focus more on the runnable trails, more focus on the downhill, especially after racing Transvolcania 4 weeks ago.
Third place there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough race.
It is tough.
Multiple years in a row, too, and podiuming.
Yeah, no, my quads felt really, really weak on the downhills. And so it's like my weakness, and I want to work on that and improve. Western States is a net downhill race, so got my work cut out for me. But no, I'm excited. I focus less mountainous stuff, more speed work, and less technical trails, more fire road running, and just emphasis on the downhills mainly.
Yeah, so leading up to Transvolcania, was that also part of the equation? Because Transvolcania, from what we've heard on the show and past with previous guests, it can get really technical, really gnarly in spots, a lot of gain really quickly. Did you tailor training for that race and then alter training leading into states, or is it all one big package for you?
Oh, that's a tough question. It's kind of both. Okay. So like I knew my race schedule was going to have Transvolcania before Western States, and they're not that similar, but at the same time, I wanted to periodize my training where I was doing more vertical and more sheer climbing and just focusing on the vertical before Transvolcania. Yeah. And then now I could just kind of extend that intensity and do less vertical before states, but focus more on the speed and extending the long runs and getting used to the heat for Western States. So, I kind of see Transvolcania as a good 45-mile training run for Western States, even though I did race it all out, and it took me a while to recover from it as well. So it's a little bit of a risk, but I think it's just fun to go out there and it's fun to race. So I had it in my buildup.
I mean, you also stayed upright, and I feel like if Alicia Shea was also on the show, and she had a fall, and that can do a lot of damage on Transvolcania because it's so technical and gnarly, right? So congratulations on finishing third. That's a huge achievement.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and so now with only a couple weeks left to Western, do you feel ready? Do you feel prepped? Did you have any hiccups in the last couple of months leading in training? Anything like that? Anything that gives you any sort of resistance or anything like that leading into Western?
Oh, I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. But I think that's good because then you're excited about it.
Yeah.
Because I've never gone past 62 miles. So I don't know what's going to happen, and I don't know what's going to happen with the heat, the downhills. The competition's always fierce, but the course is also fierce. And, the distance scares me, but I'm healthy, so knock on wood somewhere. Oh, this is wood.
We're sitting on it.
Yeah.
Doing plenty of it.
And I've been training quite a bit. I've upped my mileage. I ran 130 miles a couple weeks ago in 1 week, so that was a lot for me. And now I feel good about it, but it's always nerve-wracking.
Yeah, for sure. Have you gone to any previous winners or any other runners who have conquered states or podiumed at states in previous years and gotten advice, or have you seeked sage wisdom? I think is seeked. Seek, good word. It's Ethan.
Sought.
Right. Yeah, sought.
I don't know. I had the good fortune of going out to the training camp. In Auburn. It was based in Auburn, but it was the Memorial Weekend training camp where you cover a good portion of the course.
That's a tough weekend, dude.
Yeah, it's 32 miles the first day, 20 miles the second day, and 20 miles the third day.
Yeah.
I didn't do the third day, but
you did not.
The first day I got to run with my Hoka teammate, Magdalena Louis-Boulet, who won last year. And so I picked her brain. She gave me some really good advice. So, yeah.
Can you divulge any of that advice? Because there are a lot of people watching who are maybe running states for the first time, mid-packers, back of the packers, all sorts of people. So maybe some advice that maybe she instilled onto you that you can pass down.
Yeah, so get used to power hiking some of the uphills to be conservative, and be conservative basically, because there's a big downhill from miles 30 to miles 62, from, let's see, Robinson Flat to Fort Hill, there's like 10 miles where you're just going down, 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 down. And so if you take that too fast, it's the first half of a 100-mile race. It gets really hot. You're going to pay the price later on probably. So
yeah,
be patient. And, you know, if you have to power hike a lot of the climbs early on, then you're probably more efficient doing that. Even if you're someone like Magda who's winning the race.
Right.
Yeah.
Pictures had snow in the high country, but then high temps in the low country. Are you expecting that for race day? Was there talk over the course of the weekend of the course being any different this year with weather or heat or anything like that?
Yeah, so we started at Robinson Flat, which is 30 miles in, and it's not the highest point on the course. It's about 6,000 feet.
Right.
The course goes up to 8,000 something. So up in the high country, there's definitely been snow traditionally in some years. I haven't been there yet, but after that, you get down into the canyons closer to Auburn, and yeah, temperatures are probably in the 80s that weekend. I think they're closer to 100 now, and I think on race day, it's predicted to probably be around 100, 105.
I would say that. I was going to tell you a little secret. California's been stupid hot, like really stupid hot. We just had a 95 degree to 105 degree
It's been triple
3
digits.
days. Yeah. So,
oh wow.
Yeah, get ready for that, Sage. And that's in California, and in the canyons of the state's course, it turns nasty. Are you doing anything in preparation for heat training?
Not really. I've talked to a lot of people that have gone to saunas.
Yeah.
And I generally like to wear extra clothing. If it's, like this out, maybe I'll wear an extra layer and I'll get a little warm, but not anything really crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like running just in the afternoon today, it's actually been pretty warm.
Right.
Finally this spring. So like running in the afternoon, when the sun's out helps a little bit, but it's nothing like any extreme heat training, I guess.
We have a good question here from Twitter. Let me see if I can bring this up. It's been a long time since I've done this. There it is. From Run For Blood. GR Live, I'm wondering about ticks. Have you had any issues with it, or is it just for an unlucky few? Are you concerned? Do you have ticks in Boulder? You have to, right?
I haven't had one yet. Is anyone in the crowd? Yeah. But growing up in the backwoods of Oregon, out in Pacific Northwest, running around the woods, I probably had 3 or 4 ticks that I found on my body as a kid. And my mom picked them off. We don't have Lyme's disease as much out there. Back then we didn't, so it wasn't as much of a concern. But Sandy and I were out for a wedding in Pennsylvania a couple weeks ago, and we were worried running through the woods that there were signs warning you about Lyme's disease and ticks. And so just do a tick check after you run.
Yeah.
I think they have to be embedded in you for 24 hours to get. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a doctor.
Well, I think 24 hours.
If you find it fast, I think you want to capture it and send it into a lab to see if it has Lyme's, and then you want to disinfect the wound
or get it and send it to Sage. She'll tell you. I know we have tons of questions in the chat room. Bring them on, guys. Kim, what do we have? Toss the mic over here a little bit.
What do we have? Let's see. A couple nutrition questions for you. They're kind of very similar. Amber Nixon asked Sage, what are some of your go-to meals as a pre-race approach? And then Mad Runner also asked, Sage was raised as vegetarian and describes his current diet as nearly vegan. What is your go-to energy supplement during an ultra, and what do you eat the night prior?
Yeah. So, okay, a lot of questions just kind of dealing with meals, like pre-race meals, day of race food intake and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I don't change too much versus training versus race day. It's usually almond butter on bread or a waffle for breakfast. Usually if I'm traveling for a race, it's just bread.
Right.
With almond butter, some coffee, maybe a banana. So pretty high carbohydrate, a little bit of fat and protein, and about 3 hours before the race. And then during the race, it's a lot of V-Fuel gels. It's a sponsor, not going to lie. Up V-Fuel, Estes Park. But I'll also change it up during the race. And I think for Western States being a longer race, I'll probably move to solid foods. I like fruit a lot. So bananas are always good. If I want something salty, I'll eat potato chips sometimes. And then, let's see, the other question was dinner night before the race. Usually just plain pasta or a rice base.
Simple.
Yeah, with some vegetables and or a green salad. Always a beer, just one.
I think we have that pre-race tradition.
Yeah.
Just 10.
Just 10. Okay.
Just 10.
Whatever works, man.
As long as you can wake
yeah,
up. You just have to wake up.
Yeah.
That's it.
Don't miss the start.
Yeah. Sometimes we do. Yeah, no. Good question. So keep collecting those because I know there's going to be lots more coming up here in a second. 62 miles is the longest you've run up to this point. You attempted UTMB. Unfortunately, a tough fall resulted in a evac situation, which we talked about that on the last episode. So go watch that episode. It's great. Sage's story is like pretty incredible. This race is notoriously fast. It's pretty damn stacked this year, but you have a lot of people who are running their first 100 that are also very fast. Is there any strategy that you're going into this race with? Like, do you want to take the front half fast and just hold on for dear life for the second half? Or are you just like, as your first 100, do you have another plan to kind of last the full duration of the race? Like, do you have any sort of strategy? You don't have to give it all away.
Yeah, I can't divulge my secrets if any competitors are watching. But
ticks.
Yeah, ticks. That's mean. But yeah, I want to. The first goal is always just to finish. So I think, especially with this race being hot, it's better to be conservative. And a lot of it you have to play by ear because it depends what the other guys are doing,
right,
and how you feel on that day. So, at different points in the race, feel very good. You might hold back more, and tackle some of the climbs later on if you power hike them.
Yeah. But
I'll watch what the other guys are doing, and I think I'll probably have some splits written on my arm just as a rough reference, because you never know what the weather's going to be like. You don't know how fast the lead pack will go out, but if you have those splits to reference, you could be like, oh, we're 20 minutes under course record pace. We're probably going to be in trouble now.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so it's I'll do that, and then I'll go by feel mostly, and but yeah, I'm not planning on starting really fast, especially on the downhills.
Yeah, and the race starts with a 3.5 mile, like 2,500 foot climb up the escarpment, whatever the stats are on that. It's gnarly. So the race starts tough and only gets tougher from there. So I'm just warning you. I've never run it. I don't know anything about it. I'm just telling you.
You're a pro.
Yeah, you're a pro.
No, that sounds good.
I'm a pro. I'm a pro. 10 beers. I'm going to open the floor to you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand, but we're first going to go to the chat room. So think of the questions if you've got one. What do we got, Kim?
Question from Drake Cloyne. Sage, with such a crazy training schedule and all the miles you put in, as seen on Strava, what do you do that is crucial to keeping fresh and away from injury? Do you have any kind of recovery tricks or anything like that?
Injury prevention advice.
Yeah. Hoka's all the way. No, it's changing your shoes definitely helps. Having a shoe that works for your body is key. And then I put a lot of stock in nutrition. I think nutrition, aside from training, the next most important thing for your health that you could do is nutrition. So eat a lot of vegetables and fruit. It's a lot of antioxidants.
Right.
I think that helps with recovery. And as long as you're getting the proper nutrients, then your body's going to absorb that and do well with training. Then sleep, obviously, is a huge thing, something probably a lot of us struggle with. But yeah, you sleep a lot when you run a lot. So yeah, that always helps. And then just kind of being aware of your form, trying to run light, trying to, if you have a little bit of an ache or a pain, not to force the next training session and not to be afraid to take a day off or take a lower mileage week or like yesterday, I was kind of tired and my friends were doing this 66-mile bike ride up to Brainerd Lake and back. Yeah. And I jumped on the bike and I was like, that sounds like fun. So I just did that. So I think changing it up. Yeah, no, I didn't run. And I felt great today after the bike ride. So
you ran 34 miles today.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was just fun. So keep it fun and light. And it's just change it up. And I think that helps with the tendons and bones if you have issues with that.
Sure. Go ahead.
And you were talking about the importance of shoes. Nathaniel in the chat room asked, how important is your shoe choice, which you just pretty much answered. And he said, do you prefer lighter weight road shoes or a more robust trail shoe? And people are wondering kind of what is your shoe choice for Western as well.
Oh, okay. So Yeah, it depends on the course mainly. So like Transvolcania, it's a gnarly race on volcanic rock. I wear this Hoka Speed Goat because this is the best traction and protection. But for like a road marathon, I'm going with the lighter Hoka models like the Clayton or the Tracer. For Western States, I might even go with the Clayton. I'm still deciding.
I was gonna say they make a good state shoe.
I think I might change it up. I know Magda won last year in the Challenger ATR.
Yep.
But seeing the course, knowing it's a lot of buffed out trail, you could almost use a road Hoka shoe, I think, as long as there's not too much snow in the high country.
That would be the only thing, right?
Yeah. And go with, Clayton or maybe the Clifton 3 I might try. Or I might switch them out mid-race. I don't know.
Speaking
up in there.
Speaking of switching out, will you have a crew? Will you have people following you along the route, or will they have any beta that can provide you with information like you're going too fast, or Sage, this was your goal time at Forest Hill, or anything like that? So let's talk about crew.
Lots of questions about crew, pacers.
Yeah. So my best support right over there, Sandy, my girlfriend.
Also coming off a big win at Dirty 30. Congratulations.
Yeah, she won the mountain race up in the hills of Golden Gate, the 12-mile race this past Saturday.
Crushed it.
But she has a lot of experience with hundreds, a lot more than I have at least,
right.
And is a great crew. She's great to get me in and out of the aid stations. She won't put up with my excuses. That's the main thing. If I tell her, I'm tired, she'll get me out of the aid station. So I have her. I also have my parents coming down from Oregon.
Awesome. Driving
down, so they'll be helping out, and they like to crew as well. Sometimes I strap a GoPro on my dad's head while he's in the aid station. It's like, Dad, take this GoPro. We need.
Does he know what it is?
He knows what it is. He doesn't like wearing it. But and then for a pacer, at first I wasn't gonna go with a pacer.
Right.
But my buddy from college who lives out actually in LA offered to pace me from Forest Hill to the finish. He's said he's training a lot. He's in super good shape. He won American River 50 a couple years ago, which is out near Auburn. So he kind of knows the trails. Doesn't know the Western States course, but he knows the trails. He's a great guy. He's a good friend of mine. He said he carried a GoPro.
Great.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Does he know what he's in for?
He knows what he's in for.
Are you just gonna strap it to him somewhere?
He's a good runner. He's run a 222, 223 marathon. So yeah, he's a great guy to have out there, and I think the moral support and him being there in the second half of the race will help a lot. So we're gonna go with that.
That was one pacer?
Yeah, just one.
Are you gonna pick him up at Forest Hill? Or are you gonna pick him up?
Yeah, Forest Hill to the finish. So he's got 38 miles, the last 38 miles to go.
They're some of the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen him. I don't know anything about it, but I've heard that. Right.
It's good.
Questions from you guys. Got a hand. Go ahead. The question was, you've mentioned biking. What other sorts of cross training have you utilized in your training?
Yeah, so Sandy's way better at this than I am. She always bugs me to do my hip exercises and core work, but it's mainly core work, I'd say. Like after I run, I'll do sit-ups, I'll do push-ups. Sandy has these elastic bands where you could do some hip exercises.
Like from Goonies? Like the ones with the springs? Oh no, the rubber ones. The rubber ones, right? I think I know what you're talking about.
And yeah, I should do more of that, but I'm usually so tired from running that I spend about 10 or 15 minutes doing it after runs most days. But that's pretty much it. And a lot of times after a race, I don't run for a week. I might start cycling a lot more because it's non-impact stress, but mainly working the hip mobility. I stretch every time after I run, usually, just basic stretches, hitting up the major muscle groups, quads, calves, hamstrings. If I feel extra soreness or extra pain, I'll really focus on that area. But yeah, it's mainly that, the core first, and then just, some extra push-ups, body weight exercises, and hip mobility.
All those things we don't do.
Yeah, all the things that we don't do.
I don't spend a lot of time doing it. I should spend more. Yeah.
That's about it. Other questions? Yeah.
Do you do any warming up, like dynamic warming, or do you just run, warm up as you run?
Question is, do you do any warm-ups, any sort of stretching or calisthenics or any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so It depends on the workout. Most runs are pretty easy, conversational pace types of runs, less than 70% maximum heart rate. So I just run into those, and I usually start off naturally at a slower pace and progress into it. If it's a speed workout, like when I was doing marathon training last year, I would warm up 2 or 3 miles easy, stop, do a little light stretching, maybe do a little skipping or some high knees or butt kicks, drills that I did in college running track a lot. But usually it's just a little stretching, maybe 200 or 300-meter strides, which are kind of like, wind sprints, but not quite all out, just to get the system really revved up, and then launch into a speed workout or uphill tempo hill workout or something like that. So that's kind of the extent of my drills. Not as elaborate as I did in college at all, but there's definitely some just, basic form stuff.
Any other questions? Yeah.
So talking speed work, are you going to do any more marathons or just stick with ultras?
That's actually a great question. He's asking about speed work and if you're going to do any more marathons. We know we talked with you last year on this show regarding the Olympic qualifying time and working so damn hard and running multiple marathons all year long. Will that be a future plan for you? And will you be working on marathon speed at any point during the course of this year?
Not in the near future. So it'll be probably a couple years, but I do like the goal of trying to always qualify for the U.S. Olympic trials and maybe go after a marathon PR.
Yep.
But it'll probably be when the window opens up in 2 years if they don't change the standard time. So
Got it.
Right now it's full tilt trail running and ultras, but in a couple years I'll go back to the road stuff just because I think the variety is good for your ultra training too and having a good balance. So definitely.
For sure. We had one more question back there. We'll hold it just for a sec because we're going to do a giveaway. A giveaway for the live audience watching, not the live audience, but those of you, the live online audience.
We made this mistake in Flagstaff.
We've made many mistakes in Flagstaff. I don't know what that meant. Why did I say that? Okay, so for those of you watching live, Sage gave me a couple of trivia questions regarding him. He and I and Kim now know the answers. How we've done these giveaways in the past is the first correct answer in the chat room wins the prize. This is going to be for the V-Fuel package. We're going to do the first question here.
All
That
right.
is the correct answer.
Okay.
And I almost said it out loud. I'm almost the idiot.
This one right here.
That answer, that is that number. Here's the question. What place did Sage get at the Boston Marathon in 2015? I don't want to tell you. I want you guys to guess. So first correct answer in the chat room will win the V-Fuel care package. We know the answer, and I'm going to get to your question now. So while we're waiting for that, let's get on to the question. Go for it. What did she say?
Does Sandy coach you?
Does Sandy coach you? That's a great question.
I like that question. That's great. Yeah, she actually does. We own our own coaching business together, sagerunning.com, but Sandy, I get my ideas and training inspiration and plans and suggestions from Sandy. So I consider her my coach. I'll argue as an athlete, I like to argue with her and be like, I don't know if I want to do that, but she's the one who motivates me and gets me the ideas and forces me to do the workouts that I need to do.
The correct answer is always yes.
Yes.
Sage.
It's
always
yes.
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 Yes. Kim coaches me. Yes. Whose idea was the 34 miler today?
That was my idea.
That was your idea.
But
did
she
you
did
know
say,
about it? She did know.
She did. Yeah. She's like, you need to
Couple
get a
days late.
long run in, like a real long run. None of this.
This 28 or 29 miler. You gotta go 34.
You gotta go over 30.
Not 35. 34. We have a correct answer. We have a winner in the chat room. That was really fast.
And the numbers is
They just kept going, and a lot of people were wrong. But the correct answer is Rory Campbell. That is not the answer. That is the correct winner. Rory Campbell, the correct answer was 16th place. It's pretty damn awesome. That's pretty cool. So congratulations, Rory. Drop me an email at thegingerrunner@gmail.com, and we'll make sure to get you the V-Fuel care package. Congratulations to you, and thank you, V-Fuel, for hooking us up. We will also be doing the Jubel giveaway here in a little bit as well. And that was very nice of you. Kim wished her congratulations in the chat room. That's very nice. Any other questions here live? Yeah, go ahead.
What do you do, or do you focus on form every once in a while for training, like in a track, in a treadmill, or just really focus on that, getting back to a basic?
Great question, because that's something I have often thought about for my own running is, do you work on form? Do you find yourself having to do form workouts specifically to kind of help dial everything in? Do you still do that at this point?
Yeah, so always been conscious of form a little bit. Not crazy about it, but definitely it's important. And the biggest thing I look at, I have a Garmin 620, so it measures your cadence on different runs. And so Sandy and I have done some running videos on YouTube, running form videos, and we preach a cadence of around 180 steps per minute. And sometimes I see my cadence is a little bit on the lower side. So I'll be conscious of that. After I upload a run on Strava, for example, and I'll see my cadence was like 163, and this is like a flat run on the bike path. And I'll be like, well, it's probably a little lazy that day. Like maybe I was a little tired, but I was probably overstriding a little bit. And so I'll always think during runs, am I taking a fast, efficient stride? Can I just move my feet faster? Am I landing under my center of mass? And are my arms relaxed? So I kind of do a form check as I'm running. Are my shoulders relaxed? Am I clenching up my arms? Are my elbows wingy? Things like that. So it's kind of just really informal, but I definitely will look at videos of like race footage too and see like where I got sloppy, if I'm hunched over, things like that. So I'm semi-conscious of it, but you know, it's something I think about on every run. Yeah.
What are you most scared of with states?
The downhills, probably.
Because it's a net downhill, right?
Yeah. I don't like runnable downhills. It's a lot of downhill.
Yeah, and from what you've seen probably on the weekend, it's a lot of buffed out single track downhill. Right?
Yeah, and with how my quads felt at Transvolcania, I knew it was a weak point in my race, and I don't want that to be a weakness that's exploited at states. Right. But that and making the finish, I guess. You know, you don't want to get lost. You don't want to bonk. You don't want to fall and give yourself stitches.
Right.
So if I don't do any of those, then I'll be set. But I think the downhills will be a challenge for me. I'm not as worried about the heat, but it'll be a challenge too.
You've notoriously done well in heat. I feel like every race that you've done that deals with heat, Transvolcania is a perfect example, at least, especially in 15. Yeah, because this is 2016. But you've done notoriously well in heat. I don't know if that's because, do you train a lot in heat and hot environments? No,
I like warm weather. I like the sunshine. I'm really bad in the cold. I'm really bad if I get cold. So like it's kind of the flip side, like running Black Canyon 100K in Phoenix in February.
Your ticket.
It was pretty hot. Yeah, that's when I got the automatic entry for Western States. It was probably in the 80s there. Okay. And coming from Boulder in February, it was kind of a shock. But I didn't get, Sandy was crewing for me. She made sure I drank enough. And I was able to not overheat during that race. Western States will be more extreme though, so it'll be a big challenge.
Yeah. Do you? What does Western States mean to you? Like, is it a special race to you? Is it something that you've always wanted to race? Is this the first time that you really thought about it and it's been on your radar? Or what does the race mean to you?
Oh, I've always wanted to race it ever since I knew about it. But I didn't know about it really that long before I started running on the trails. Mm-hmm. But once I learned about it, it was like, oh, that's a bucket list race. And just with the history, the tradition, it's been going on for a long time. It's a very competitive race. It's a great network of trails. And the people out there are fantastic. Everyone I met at the training camp, a lot of them were locals from living around the course, but also locals from California. A lot of legends out there like Tim Tweetmeyer. Yeah. Ann was out there as well at one of the aid stations.
I heard she was giving out brownies.
Yeah.
The Ann Tracy
brownies. And I was filming a lot of people too out there, and just, people in the training camp who are dreaming about doing the race, or people who are doing the race this year, and just talking to them and hearing their story. It's like, it's a lot like how people who do road marathons, like the Boston Marathon, to U.S. Trail Ultras. That's Western States. So no, I'm pumped. I'm excited to finally be able to have the chance to do it.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome to follow you and to see what happens. I'm going to ask for one of the Joes.
Yeah.
And while you're grabbing that, I want to talk a bit about your YouTube channel, your video making. You have a project that you're actually working on around states, you and Sandy. For those of you who don't know, Sage has an incredible running YouTube channel, VO2 Max Productions. Go check it out. A lot of coaching advice, a lot of training videos, stuff that you're filming literally out on the trails. You're like the only elite that is doing anything like it. And I think that's what makes it so stand out. It makes it stand out so much is there's no one else doing anything like it. And you're giving so much valuable information. So I encourage those of you who are watching live, and even you guys here, to check out the YouTube channel, subscribe, of course. How has that been for you? Like, has this been a really cool new path that you kind of found and wanted to do more videos and kind of talk to us a little bit about Western stories?
Yeah, so Ethan's a big inspiration, actually. And then people in the live audience, if you don't know, you probably know, though. The Ginger Runner, his channel is great. The editing's so top-notch whenever I watch Ethan's videos. It's a huge motivation and inspiration to try to improve my game, but I'm a total amateur at editing.
I would love to run an 8-minute mile. That'd be amazing.
It's good. I've always had kind of an addiction to social media. I like being active online. It's a great way, I think, for the trail running community around the world to interact and to hear feedback and to post pictures and share videos. So it's great to be involved through videos and through YouTube. I'm not much of a writer. I don't blog very well. So YouTube's it's easier for me to film a video and talk rather than trying to scroll it out. I wish I could write better, but video is my thing. So, and through the running community, just, people have been so generous and people actually watch videos on trail running. It's a great way to kind of share, things, landscapes you've seen, or just how your training's going or how races go down. It's a good way to research different courses. So, it's been really good. And I've just been more and more motivated to put more energy into videos and running, because it's my true passion. So, and you're super fun, consistent to be creative.
Yeah. So talk to us a bit about the Western story, because this is really exciting. I know that you guys kind of just announced it. You talked a little bit about it before the training weekend at Western States. What's the idea behind it? How did it come up, and kind of what's the story?
Yeah, so it's Sandy's idea, actually. She said, let's get some footage from people who are doing Western States this year and just compile it all together into a YouTube video. And we'll have people, in these final 3 weeks leading into the race, maybe just taking a selfie of where they're from on the trail, telling how their training's going, telling about the challenges they've had to overcome to train for this big race, whether it's their first 100-mile attempt at Western States or they're like a 5-time finisher, different age ranges, different demographics, people from around the world, telling how their training's going into the race, compiling that, but then also on race day, having people, their crew film them at aid stations, film, their pacer get some footage from the course. So everyone in the running community could kind of see how the course is for different people, the challenges people have to overcome to do this race. And so it's pretty informal. Like, we'll try to edit it down and put it together, but it'll be on YouTube. And it's just a way that, people doing the race could collaborate all together and get the footage.
I think that's awesome. Because you see so many stories that follow, the elites, the front of the packs and stuff. And I think there are so many stories, especially around Western States, people who have worked years and try to get into this race for so long. And I'm excited to see what you guys pull together. How has the reception been? Like, you at Western States weekend, did you meet people and did you get some footage, and were people telling their stories?
Yeah, I was out there bothering people with my GoPro all day. No, it was great. People have been really responsive. We have a Facebook page, Western States Film. But if you search Western Stories, that's going to be the name of the project. There's also on our website, sagerunning.com, there's a post about it where you could fill out a form with your contact information and how to send us video files.
Awesome.
But yeah, it's been a really cool project, and I interviewed a lot of people out there on the course at the training camp.
Oh,
I'm sure race day, we're asking crew and friends and family to just send us any footage they have, and pacers, and see what we could put together.
You just got to strap a GoPro to everyone's dad.
Exactly. I think that's how you do it.
I want to see a 10-minute video of just your dad's GoPro footage.
Sorry, Dad.
No edits.
Dad, he's watching,
Is he?
Yeah.
All right. What's his name?
Riff.
I want to see 10 minutes of just footage from your face. GoPro aimed out. Aimed in would be weird, but aimed out would be great. I don't care what aid station it is. That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's viral right there. So, what questions do we have? I know we have a couple of questions that had popped up there. I saw them.
Questions from Eric and Isaac. 2 pack-related questions. Sage, what pack are you using right now, and which do you plan on using for WS? And Isaac asks, what will you put in your pack for Western? So what have you been carrying with you?
Packs are like, I've seen some people run with them and run without them. I feel like States is a scenario where you could kind of do either because the aid stations are so close. What are you doing? Are you doing a pack or not?
I'm still deciding.
Yeah.
I'm with Nathan Hydration, and they make a lot of great packs, but they also make a lot of great handhelds. Sorry. But
You have some in there?
I do, yeah. So
I want to touch one. Yeah, these are, yeah.
So those are actually some of the smaller handhelds. Actually, this one's a little quick shot.
Yeah, quick shot. Yeah, we've been using these a lot lately.
Yeah, so a lot of guys will do a handheld in each hand.
Right.
Because you'll take your shirt off because it's so hot. So I might wear a pack for part of it.
Okay.
And put 2 bottles up front.
Yeah.
Or I might carry 2 bottles in my hands and then have probably a Nathan belt, the Mirage belt.
Yep.
It fits a cell phone, but I like to stuff it full of V-Fuel gels. And yeah, there'll be a lot of gels, noon, salt tabs. That's pretty much it. I mean, I rely a lot on grabbing stuff from aid stations and crew, and
yeah,
I'll have to figure out the distances between each aid station to see, if it's hot, I'm going to need 32 ounces of water between these 2.
There's a lot of aid stations that are 3 miles apart, like really short distances. There's a grueling climb, but yeah, you never know how long that's going to take. I remember multiple years where people would run with 2 handhelds and then they'd switch into a pack and then they'd switch out of that to a single hand. I think by doing the math, you'll figure it out, but hey, you have options.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
good.
So I'll probably do a combination of that, but still testing out more of the Nathan stuff.
Good. Oh, what are you going to put in it? The pack.
Yeah, mainly. Yeah,
All right,
mainly just
beer.
the electrolyte tabs and the gels.
Sorry, I have to call you out.
It's okay, Ethan.
She's always right, guys. She's my coach.
That's right.
This is my coach, Coach Kim.
That's right.
What else do we got there, Kim?
We have a bunch of kind of random questions. Do you want to ask those now, or you want to do post-show type things?
Let's do a giveaway. Then we'll do the random questions, maybe 1 or 2 of them.
All right.
And then we will do more questions from the audience because I know that there's going to be some more of those as well. Okay, so let's do the final giveaway to you, the online audience. You guys know, not yet. So this is another trivia question provided by Sage. This is going to be for some Julbo sunglasses. And I believe Julbo said this will be for Sage's favorite pair of Julbo sunglasses. So whichever one Sage wears, you will get a pair of. So I don't know if you have your favorite pair that you know of. You probably have a couple that you swap between.
Yeah, the Stonies is probably my favorite.
People
Yeah.
already answering 16 in the chat room.
It is not 16. The answer is not. Actually, it is. No, it's not. It's not 16. Here is the question. Again, we'll go for the first correct answer. It will not be that question because no, let's do this.
Yeah,
I thought about that one. We've already talked. I did, but there was another sub question to that I was like, oh, that'd be great. Everyone's like, who cares? Okay, so here's the question. First correct answer in the chat room. Kim will determine that, and in the meantime, we'll also go to some audience questions. Okay, here it is. How many times has Sage won the Speed Goat 50K? How many times has Sage won the Speed Goat 50K? First correct answer in the chat room wins Sage's favorite pair of Julbo sunglasses. Not Sage's personal pair. I didn't mean to speak on that. But an actual brand new, unopened, delightful pair. Okay. Questions from the live audience. Yeah, right here in the front.
So everyone's talking about Western. Obviously, that's not front for you. But what's after Western? Are you going to do North Face this year? Or?
What is after Western, race-wise?
Yeah, so I'm going to actually first go back to Chamonix for the CCC, which is the 100K race umbrella under the UTMB series.
Yep.
So it'll be basically the part of the course I didn't get to run last year during UTMB. And I feel like the 100K distance there would be really cool to experience. But then your question was North Face 50 in San Francisco. Definitely want to do that in December. I don't know what I'm going to do in between still, but those 2 are definitely coming up.
You've walked away with the North Face check before, that $10,000 check. If we see you at the Deuce, the first round is on you.
It
That's
was
how it works.
that year.
It was that year. I remember
Yeah,
that.
it was.
Everyone kept chanting at Sage. He like won $10,000. There's a big party afterwards. He walks in and everyone just starts chanting, "First round on Sage!" Like the entire bar. You were nice enough to do that. That's we kind of put you on the spot there. All right. Do we have a correct answer?
We do.
The correct winner, the winner is The Moon Sees Me. The Moon Sees Me. That's a fun name. Congratulations, The Moon Sees Me. I don't know your real name. I don't imagine it's but congratulations. You win a brand new pair of Shobo sunglasses. Drop me an email, thegingerrunner@gmail.com, and make sure that you provide your name so I know that it's you.
My favorite answer, though, was from Geek with a Side of Nerd. I don't want them if he has not sweat on them yet.
That's disgusting, Geek with a Side of Nerd. Luckily, it's just the sunglasses that he wants that have sweat on them. All right, let's go one more question here from the live chat room. Then we'll move into the post show.
Live chat room. Julian Santini asks, what was your most difficult race or workout as of yet?
Most difficult race or workout as of yet?
Oh, I feel like that's a two-part question, kind of, because difficult race is definitely the Yurok 100K here in Colorado.
Really?
Yeah, it was that year. It went from Breckenridge to where did it? Vail? In Vail? Yeah. I blocked it out of my memory. It was so painful. But yeah, it snowed like 1.5 feet the night before on the mountains above Breckenridge, and we're going out to 12,000 feet. And like, it was a really stacked race. Killian Jornet was there. Rob Cryer was there. Dakota Jones, Cam Clayton, tons of other guys. Ryan Gelfie. They all finished ahead of me. But I bonked so hard and I was so cold and miserable. Like halfway through, I got, 30 miles in, we were in Copper, and I was not feeling good. And there you hit a bike path up to Vail Pass. And I was like, great, I'm on pavement, but I'm freezing cold and I'm bonking already. And I have 32 miles to go.
Yeah.
And I basically just was walking the last marathon there, and you're still going up over into Minturn and then going up again. And I at one point I sat in a fetal position on the trail 10 miles from the finish and just curled up in a ball and shut my eyes.
Oh my God.
Cause I felt so bad.
Yeah,
it was a dark moment. Yeah. So that hands down, that was the toughest race, but I finished. Are
you happy that you finished? Is it one of those things you'd be like, I'm glad I got that done?
I am. It's tough when you miss your goal by so much, right, and you don't place where you want to place or run the time you want to run. But I am happy that I gutted that one out and finished, because you had to. It was tough, but I think it makes you stronger. So it was a good experience in retrospect, I guess.
You're able to relive that. So come Western States, when past mile 62, when F things start to get a little darker, which tends to happen in a 100-miler, you can go back to that and go, at least it's not Yurok.
Yeah, hopefully it won't be cold.
Yeah, that's a guarantee.
It won't be cold.
It will not be cold. That was also the race. I remember that Killian did not like the road running section, right? And I think he
did not like the bike path. Yeah,
I am not running this.
Yeah, he was.
I do not run on road.
Fourth. I think he was fourth in that race.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to kind of wrap up the main show here with Sage. We're going to move into the post show, where you still will be live on camera. During the post show, for the live audiences, we like to do questions with the live audience, as well as do some of the giveaways. So you're welcome to stick around and listen to Sage answer some more questions and talk more about the YouTube channel and the projects that he has coming up, races that he has coming up. But before we move on to the post show, Sage, where can people find you? Where can people subscribe to you? Talk about your website and all that good stuff.
Yep. At Sage Canaday on Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat. VO2 Max Productions on YouTube. And the coaching business that Sandy and I run, sagerunning.com. We have training plans, an ebook, all sorts of coaching posts on there.
Nice. Check it out. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. Of course, you know where to find this channel, youtube.com/thegingerrunner. Subscribe if you are not already. Doing 2 videos every single week, Ginger Runner Live, including a video every Friday, whether it's a review or a running video. And Sage and I are actually working on a video surrounding kind of Western States. We're going to do some collaboration, and I'm very excited about that. It'll be really, really fun. I will be at States, and I can't wait to pull your dad's footage and incorporate it into this. I am going to post a 45-minute long video of just your dad's footage. So look for that. Subscribe to the channel. You won't want to miss it. It's going to be great. But yeah, make sure you subscribe to these channels, and of course, follow my wife too.
Facebook.com/milelonglegs. Instagram is KimberlyDT. Twitter, milelong_legs. Should have been yelling the whole time.
It's okay.
And milelonglegs.com.
Do it. She is going to be starting her own YouTube channel with reviews of female gear because I don't run in running skirts yet. So that's it for the main show, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in live. Stick around for the post show. We're going to be a lot of fun because we're going to be a lot more of these going down. A huge thank you to Boulder Running Company for hosting this event, allowing us to come into this space with a large group of humans, not cattle. Thank you to Boulder for hosting us. My good friend Brandon, aka the Gearist, is hosting us here, so that's also very nice of him. Subscribe to his channel. He was on last week's episode. Thank you for Sage for dropping by the show, and Sandy for allowing Sage to drop by the show. That is it. Am I forgetting anything? Oh yeah. Thank you Avery for the beer. Thank you Flora for the hats.
Flora,
Thank you
Hoka, Nathan.
Flora, Hoka, Nathan, V-Fuel. And thank you everyone here in Boulder for coming and actually giving us a live audience. It's awesome. It's one of our favorite things to do, so we really appreciate you guys coming out. Stick around for the post show. Here we go.
Ginger Runner.
These continue to be my personal favorite things to do. Kim and I talk about it every time. When we did one in Flagstaff, we've done them in Seattle. This is the first time in Colorado. It means so much to us to see real human faces in person and to have people come to these events. One, we like to meet you guys. And two, when we have people like Sage here, it's really awesome to get one-on-one. And so please mob Sage after this show. Pictures, selfies, do whatever you guys want to do. And thank you guys live for watching tonight. Really, really fun. I hope to do something like this again in Boulder. We're talking about doing an East Coast tour as well. So that might happen eventually. Yeah, very excited. So live audience, real audience. Any questions for Sage? Yeah, go for it.
So what do you do to relax or have fun? I mean, I run to have fun, but that's what you're like throwing down on Call of Duty or
That's a great question. What does Sage do for fun in his downtime? Because we do running as our like fun thing to do, but it's a job for you.
Well, I mean, I have fun running, but yeah, Sandy and I like to cook a lot, so we're always experimenting around in the kitchen, kind of like that. Mainly just sitting back, drinking, and eating after a run. That's always fun. Like the bike ride I had yesterday with just a group of friends, just riding, doing different sports is fun. Sometimes Sandy and I will go out to the driving range, and I'm horrible at golf, but trying other sports, you know, playing disc golf. We like to throw the Frisbee around. Playing music. I'm very amateur, but I have a guitar and an old keyboard from 1985, I think. So yeah, music. And then my other passions, editing videos. So just, you know, filming stuff and editing is a lot of fun.
And discovering the cranberries for the first time. That was what was going on, Sage?
So yeah, I mean,
wow, the cranberries are so good.
No, I knew about the cranberries a long time.
Yeah,
I never focused on that song though.
Zombie.
Like, yeah, it was more like what is it? Dreams.
Yeah.
Dreams. Yeah. So I knew like
I don't know. I was 4.
A couple of the other. Yeah.
No, I was not 4. I was much older.
Yeah.
Than that. I was 5.
No. But that song, I just listened to it over and over, and I was like, wow, like this is an underrated song compared to their other hits. But no, I knew about the cranberries. I just wanted to share that revelation. Yeah.
The world was very confused.
I like to be random, so.
Yeah, no, it was great. For those of you who don't know, on Sage's Twitter, he mentioned something about the Cranberries. Wow, what an amazing band. The song Zombies is really great. And I think everyone on Twitter was like, what the fuck? It's not 1994, man. Did you just discover Tower Records or something? It was very funny. But yeah, it's a great song, and you actually used it in one of your more recent videos.
A very
variation,
interesting cover of it. Yeah. So I was listening to it because I wanted to use it for a video.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it. Questions? Yeah.
Do you ever do 5K, 10K fun runs, like events, actual events? You know, Boulder, or you do like a color run or something like that?
Yeah, color run. Big color runner. Throwing that powder.
You know, it looks like fun. I haven't. The problem is, I get pretty competitive. So if I enter a race, I'm going to like focus. Yeah. Which isn't kind of in the spirit probably of one of those runs, but
What is that guy doing?
yeah,
So fast.
I think I'd love another try at the beer mile because my PR is pretty weak from college still. And then a Krispy Kreme 5K we did when I was a marathon runner, which was a donut a lap for 12 and a half laps, which was fun. I like that. So things like that, challenges, I guess. But yeah, I'd like to do some shorter road races before I do my next road marathon, but they'll be serious. Being serious is kind of fun for me because it's, I don't know, you find flow.
Yeah.
But yeah, no color. I'm not signed up for any color runs anytime soon.
Hot chocolate 5Ks, any of that?
Hot chocolate's good.
Yeah. Yeah. They make you do a hot chocolate shot every lap. Are there any questions in the chat room still?
Yeah, well, I have a lot.
I know that we skipped over a bunch here.
Yeah. Devin Murphy asks, what is your scariest wildlife encounter?
So we don't know anything about Boulder wildlife. We've heard.
I'm concerned.
We're very concerned. What's been like your scariest or I don't know, most insane wildlife encounter?
Most insane. I saw a mountain lion up right in between Green and Bear here in town.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I was out running, right at the junction of top of Bear Canyon, where you could go up the west ridge of Bear Peak or go around the backside of Green. And it was about 100 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
This was like 2 p.m. in the afternoon too.
Wow.
And yeah, that was scary because it was really big.
I thought I saw yesterday at 2:30 p.m. I thought I saw the very elusive P-22, which is a mountain lion that's in Griffith Park in Los Angeles.
Really?
It's the one mountain
They are
lion
around
that
there.
crossed 2 freeways to get into this park. It's the only one in the park. And I swear I saw it. And it's so hard to see it. And I'm like, it's 2:30 in the afternoon. There's no way I would see it out. But you saw yours at 2?
I saw it in the afternoon. Yep.
Maybe they do go out.
But I definitely saw it for a couple seconds, and it looked at. I saw it with another hiker. Actually,
They were, like,
I
holding
had my
hands or
head
something?
down. I had my head down. I had a GoPro. I wasn't ready for it. But this
Yeah.
hiker was coming down with his little dog, and I think he was interested in the dog.
Probably.
And he's like, "Look, there's a mountain lion," and I was like, "What? Where's my GoPro? I didn't get it on in time." And yeah, he looked at us for 2 seconds, and then he jumped behind a rock, and we're like, "Oh, he's gone." He was scared of us.
Yeah.
But then a couple hikers saw him later. I guess he was lurking around still. And I was like, picked up a rock, and because I had to run like right where he disappeared into.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm still going up Bear Peak, but
Not
mountain
ruining my
lions in
run.
the rocks there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was amazing how big it was to see.
Right.
Yeah.
So should we expect mountain lions, bears,
Rattlesnakes.
rattlesnake? We've heard rattlesnake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moose.
If we go up high enough, if we go up to Ned,
Okay.
there'll be moose.
Elk, deer. Okay.
Yeah.
Turkeys. Really? Turkeys?
Yeah.
That's scary.
Oh my God, we're done. We're leaving. Turkeys. No way. Any other questions from you guys? Yeah, go ahead. Strength training.
Not so much now. No, I do. Yeah, basically just the push-ups and sit-ups. Sandy has some free weights that sometimes I'll do a running motion, couple curls, but she's
She's probably that visual image that popped into her head of him going like this with the weights.
Yeah, and don't have a whole lot of upper body strength right now. Put it that way.
Ryan Hall, a very fast road runner, is now ripped.
I know.
Ripped as F. I don't know where he gained that 60 pounds, but he did. As F, guys. As F. I know we had another hand up. There we go.
Do you have a favorite local or mostly local state park? Like a couple hours from Boulder?
Favorite local state park or something within a couple hours?
It's a tough one. There's so many. I really like Rocky Mountain. Probably one of my favorite loops though in Colorado is the Maroon Bells. Out by Aspen. So just outside of town in Aspen, if you drive up the road, there's a beautiful lake, and then there's the Maroon Bell Peaks, which are I guess it's the most photographed or the most postcards that they make out of Colorado because it's so iconic. They kind of look they're kind of like jagged rock 14ers. But you could do a loop there that's a lot of hikers will do in 3 or 4 days, but ultra runners like to do it in 1 day. Go figure. It's 27 miles, I think, with about 8,000 feet of climbing, and you go over 4 mountain passes over 12,000 feet. But it's spectacular. Like the views from each pass, you could see all sorts of mountains around there, and there's wildflowers, and it's a great trail.
It sounds like a monster run.
So
too.
we like to go out there, and always do that.
I want to give some of this stuff away. And I think to you guys, the actual in-person live audience, sorry, online guys and girls. So I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. Sage, I'm sure you have some more questions in your head. It can be any trivia question that you can come up with here on the fly. I can look up stats too if you need to look up a specific thing while we wait for the correct answer. I'll start. I have a good one here. Yeah, how much do we have to give away? So the hats, we have lots of hats. Maybe a couple bottles. Let's do.
There's some over there too.
Oh yeah, one of these guys. How many feet vertical did Sage get today on today's run? I'm gonna pull it up. Everyone else is pulling it up. That's what I. Yeah, that actually is.
I remember. Yeah.
What's the closest 100? Who said 32? You did. 30. It was 33, but I said within a close 100, so 32. Who said 3,300? Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, okay, good.
Nice.
That
Nice
wasn't,
throw.
Wasn't a bad throw. People in the chat room, yeah. So, guys, I'm sorry. This is for the live audience. But they are giving us answers, which is great.
3 was somebody's answer.
3. It was 3. 3 feet. It was a net downhill.
Big run, yeah.
It was just all 34 miles straight downhill. Man, we have a lot of hats. A part of me just, how do you want to give these away, Sage? Say what?
Just start throwing.
All right. We've got 4, and I've got the 5th one on my head. I'm going to keep it unless you guys really want a sweaty hat, which I don't think you do. Maybe the guy in the chat room does. What race did Sandy just win? What was that? There it is. Yeah, 33-12 miler. Coming at you. What is the last race that Sage won? You know the answer to this. Yeah, it's Black Canyon 100K. Yay! Oh, they both got hats.
That's a nice throw.
I'm
a good throw.
I throw real good when I'm buzzed. So, okay. For this one, what was Kim's most recent race? Sun Mountain.
Oh.
That was it. Coming at you. What was my most recent race? No, it was the Color Run 5K. Did one this morning. No, who said Sun Mountain? Who's over here? I think this guy. Did you say Sun Mountain? Yeah, that is correct. I almost got it on that guy's head. That you could have kept it at that point. All right, we got bottles, and was there a couple of V-Fuel things in there? Or?
No, they're not.
All right, cool. Couple bottles. Nathan. Oh, nice. These are the hard ones. Oh, sorry. As I crush your fingers. Kim, you want to come up with some questions?
Nope.
Great. Sandy, do you have any trivia questions? Nope. What is Sage's address? I'm kidding. Don't. No, I don't. That's not public knowledge. Okay.
How many seconds did I miss the Olympic trials by?
Oh, that makes me so sad. How many seconds did Sage miss qualifying for the Olympic trials? You do remember, right? It was 12, and there's a lot of you. You said 12, so you get one. Left or right?
Right.
Mine or yours?
It was 12.
And someone back there said it too. It said 12. And who wants it?
And maybe it was 18.
Wait, was it 18? You can keep it because we'll take one from each then, just to make it. You say 18? You're just frowning, and that makes me so sad. Here, no, you can have it.
I forgot, honestly.
Is it her birthday?
Give it. It's her birthday. Yeah.
Then why did we even have a giveaway? Just take everything. Take the shelves. It doesn't matter. Every size. Okay, because that's everything, unless you guys want an empty Hoka box. Doesn't come with shoes. Great. Again, Sage, thank you so much.
Oh, thanks for having me. Thanks for everyone who's streaming in and
yes,
live audience here.
We had a great audience tonight.
Can we turn that around?
Yeah, you know what? This is always the best part. Very, very easy. The live audience meet the real live audience. Yay! Yay! just your face. It's zoomed in just on your face. I'm just kidding. So thank you very much if you were watching live online. Remember, next Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we're back with more Ginger Runner Live.
I had to think if we were even.
We're home, right?
We are home.
We are home, but
we're home for that day.
we're home for that day. But I have some really awesome guests lined up in the coming weeks. Some revolving around Western states. Some are involved in a really incredible race that just happened this last weekend on Mount Baker. It's not really a sanctioned. It's a whole cool thing. I'm really excited to do a show about it because not a lot of press on it at all, and these people deserve the press. So stay tuned, guys. Subscribe to the channel next Monday and every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And, of course, new videos every Friday as well. And this week's video is going to be, I haven't decided yet, but it should be fun. And keep an eye out for the project that Sage and I are working on. It will be really fun and based around states as well. Thank you, everyone in the live audience. Thank you, Boulder Running Company, all the people that provided stuff for tonight's giveaways and the beer. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Sage.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you guys next
Thanks.
week. Bye.